What's up, guys? We're going to be trading some memes out on XRP. Now, ZENA, she's over on Solana. Here's the contract address out on Solana. You can punch that into the Phantom wallet and trade from Solana to ZENA in a Phantom wallet. But yeah, she's way cuter than anything I've seen over on XRP. But we see the price pump over on XRP up at 263 right now, and I'm seeing some people trying to short XRP, and I just don't think that's a good idea because some of these markets can get very very like crazy. I mean, the fact that XRP passed Solana, that did surprise me. Look at BNB pumping 22.1% in the last 7 days here, so BNB is going crazy as well. And Tron 95.3% in the last 7 days. But we're going to focus on XRP, number 3, and chasing down Ethereum. So, it's going to take a while to get up to those market cap levels. But I can see XRP going past 3, and maybe there is some kind of pullback, and maybe it goes to 5. That's why I'm doing this meme strategy, and I know you guys are curious about this. So, how do you get involved with these memes? It's a little bit annoying. You have to go to firstledger.net, and basically there's this Telegram bot, and there's a little how-to video on it, but basically you end up running this Telegram bot. You could have it here on the desktop, or you could maybe try to do it in mobile. I just try to do it on on the computer. And once you connect to it and get your wallet set up, you can fund the wallet from an exchange, whether that's Coinbase or Kraken or Gemini or wherever, and you can send some to it. Now, I've got quite a few memes, and I'm going to show you my strategy here. First and foremost, I wanted to see, okay, what's out on the XRP ledger? What are the market caps of these? And how much run is there actually on these, and how many holders are in the biggest ones? So we can see the biggest one by market cap is Army, for the XRP Army. So you're like, okay, that makes sense. In the last 7 days, it's went up 2,000%. So there's been some run on that. And 38.9 million market cap. So this is, these are getting bigger and everything. As far as, so part of my strategy was, let's look at who the top dogs are. What have they done? How does that compare to what's over on Solana? Whether that compares to ZENA, or whether that compares to other stuff that has made it clear up to the first page of CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, like WIF or Bonk or Peanut, those kind of things. And how much of a run could these have? So you're seeing some movement here and stuff, and how many holders do they have, just kind of for reference. So you see this top one, 15,643. Then you see some of these others under 8,000 holders. I did see on Twitter that I guess John Cena went ahead and followed the Army, the XRP Army thing. So I guess John Cena bought in maybe. So, there's a lot of money on these chains that could spill over to this. And if you look at when these were created, most of these were actually created more recently. Now you have this older one, Bear. And I also want to let you know about this xrdoge.org. This meme is actually one of the first memes that launched. And I'm going to go back to this. Let's just say, I'm going to just take it out a month. Take the chart out a month. Well, that's not working for me and stuff. So let's see if this looks a little bit better. Get it to 3 days. It should work. The point I'm trying to make is it started out up here very, very high back in like late 2021. And then it just bled off, and it's just long-tailed out this whole time. And now it's starting to go up. The issue is these other people that are trading these memes out on this first ledger, it's not out there, but if you look up this XR Doge, you get all these fakes. All these are fakes. All these are fakes. So watch out for that. That is one thing I did want to say. But you have this older one, 258 days. And then you have a bunch of these 49 days, 49 days, 49 days, 49 days. So a lot of this stuff, 50 days old, this is actually kind of a new thing because there's not, you don't really hear about a lot of people doing DeFi and doing memes and stuff on XRP, but this is more of kind of a recent thing that more people are kind of dumping in these memes. So I do think there is a lot of upside to that. So let's get into this a little bit more, and I'm going to show you my strategy and kind of my thinking with this. And whether it loses a little bit of money, I'm not playing with huge amounts of money, but that is part of the thing right now is there's a ton of money on XRP. There's not an insane amount of people that are engaging in this meme situation right now currently. Now that could change in a month, that could change in a couple months, 6 months, so on and so forth. And that's kind of what I'm banking on. And so I just wanted to kind of get in there early, take sort of negligible positions, trade it to where I get my money out, and then keep just like a tiny little moon bag when they're in super low market caps. And my thinking is that with all these different memes that I'm doing this with, that some of these are going to bang. Some of these are going to bang. And I've already had some bangers where I've just kind of scrolled back through here and then, something would be, worth like 16 XRP or something. And then I would take a little more profits, and then rotate that to something else. And then I kept doing that, just moving on, moving on, moving on. And again, my thinking when stuff is at low market caps and I have all these moon bags, when this ecosystem completely explodes from a meme perspective, then who knows? I could log in here and these could be worth, 10 XRP, 50 XRP, 100 XRP, 200 XRP, so on and so forth. So that's the strategy we're using. And, again, like I said, first ledger, firstledger.net up here. And then that kind of process will be sort of self-explanatory to, get your wallet set up, and then you'll be able to, send some XRP to it to get started with that. Now, how I'm evaluating these, and like I said, I went to the big dogs. So, click on your market cap and, click on your holders and, kind of evaluate sort of where they're at. So let's look at this scrap thing because, this looks kind of interesting. And, you see it's starting to move. You're starting to see some movement here. And, it seems like it went to its pump and then burned off and now it's starting to pump again. So these kind of things, and I think I was looking at this one earlier, but I actually don't see it. So let's just go ahead and I'll just put 2 XRP, buy scrap, confirm, little scrappy. And this will show you kind of the speed of it. I mean, XRP's 3-second block times. So, not crazy fast. And then sometimes you will run into the slippage situation. I usually just kind of keep it at the 5%. I've had to change it a couple times. So, I just bought a little bag, and let's keep our eye on that. 2 XRP. It is kind of looking pumpy right now. And, it hasn't been out for very long. So, it's, and it's gotten a decent market cap, 11.9 million. So we'll kind of see where this goes as we do this video. Now, let's go back. I want to go back to kind of what I was at before. Top market caps. And some of them, if you don't like, if I think it's stupid, like if I'm like, okay, go, I don't see really anything there, or, XRPM, and it's like if you look at it and you're just kind of like, I'm not feeling it, then I don't buy those. I just stay away from it. Another thing that I look for, is it innovative? If it was just some kind of repeat, like, oh, now it's Doge on XRP, or it's Chill Guy on XRP, I'm just like, no, I'm not buying those. If they don't have a website, I don't buy them. And then with the holders, obviously early on, you'll kind of see that it'll be in this kind of 50 to 100 kind of frame. And sometimes I've seen, ones kind of pump up to 200-300 holders kind of in the first hour. And that kind of tells me if it's pumping harder like that on the holders perspective, they've got more of a following. Maybe they're coming out of Telegram and they're kind of jumping on it. So that being said, I did take a position in a lot of these. This is actually seems to be kind of a decent one, Bear Bowl. And I look for, if they're on Twitter, and usually if they have the website. Well, this one has sort of kind of proven itself as far as market cap and kind of made it past that. I don't buy any of the new ones unless it has a website. And I really don't I don't jump on the Telegram and see what's going on, because we all know what it's going to be like, buy. It's just going to be like kind of this crazy thing going on in Telegram a lot of times. And it's not going to really kind of help the situation for what I'm trying to do in my strategy. So let's go back to this. And what I'll do is I'll keep kind of I'll keep like refreshing this. And a lot of times, and you see this kind of was created 3 minutes ago, and I'll see market cap 3,000. I've had more success with these low ones that are like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 market caps when they've started out than the ones that have started out with big market caps. Now, this one actually gained some traction. I opted not to buy it 22 minutes ago, and it went up 1,000%. I just kind of wasn't seeing it. It's like X Grinch, and he's holding XRP. So they tried to make it, a little bit unique, and they did put up a website. But I just wasn't feeling, it's like, okay, it's Christmas coming up. It's the Grinch. But another thing, when you're over here, LP burnt, I look for that. And then this black hole thing. So you kind of want both of those to be there. And then current dev balance, that kind of will fluctuate. I don't get too tied up, whether it's 0% or even if it goes clear up to 30%, because they might just be buying into their own token. And kind of overall, you don't know what their intentions are. But I would say the best way to sort of learn their intentions is, if they did create a website and went through the process of actually creating a good website. So let's just look at this one, kind of see what's up. Now I just do literally like a 2-second review of what I think about it, and if I think that it was repurposed, because you got to think some of these were maybe like launched on Solana, they did a couple quick changes, and then maybe they're launching it. Or sometimes I've seen it where it looked like they previously launched it, and then maybe it didn't work out a month ago, and then now they're kind of back. And how would we even know? Because I wasn't really on this ecosystem a month ago, and it's, you know what I mean? So they just kind of they just end up just trying to replay and do the same kind of pump and dump. So, the website's like, okay, they did something here, and, mention XRP network and all that kind of stuff. You might say, oh, that's easy and everything, but, they had to go to the trouble of buying the domain and coming in and changing it and kind of doing something, because a lot of people aren't even doing that. Sounds like a low barrier, but, it's something. So this is moving, and this could have been, a decent little ride. I did not jump on that one. So let's look at these other ones. And, I try to get them literally as soon as they come out. I'm kind of assessing the situation. Okay, market cap, it's a little bit under 2,000, so it's kind of low. And, I'll just look at it to see, okay, did they do anything you know, do they do anything special? Let's get out of here. Okay, you know, that's it. You know, it doesn't scroll. So, um, you know, that's fine. I mean, you know, they did kind of something. And then it's like, okay, did they get a little bit of a following? And it was created in December 2024. I know that sounds stupid, but I've seen some that were like maybe created in October or September. And then it had maybe like over 100 followers immediately. And then you kind of scratch your head and you're thinking, okay, did they previously launch it? You know, and is this really kind of specific, or are they just kind of like replaying the same little pump and dump? And there's definitely a lot of that. So you got to kind of watch out. Um, you know, so far what I'm seeing, you know, 5% dev balance, you know, I'm not seeing anything outlandish. You know, they did, you know, make a website and did the whole thing. And, you know, now the market cap, you know, it is looking pretty low. It is getting beat up now. Sometimes when it actually goes down like this, I found that actually a good time sometimes to buy in. And sometimes it's worked for me, but do I really think this is that good of a meme? And I have to ask myself that. You know, it's kind of one of those things like, do I like the meme? And a lot of times I've not been impressed with many of these memes, and we can kind of go through because we're not seeing much, and kind of see some of these print. You know, like Jerome Powell just printing, some of these dogs, Froggy, Grumpy. It's like they took this one from ICP and redid it. Wriggle, I got in this and actually made some money. You know, X guy again, just kind of chill guy respun, and it actually did a little bit of something. Now these market caps again, like I said, are low. Currently, if you're kind of wondering, so ZENA, back to ZENA, she had gotten up to 60,000 in market cap on Solana, and has fallen back to 40,000. So we have had some sells and stuff, but overall, I'm not upset about this chart so far because, you know, it's still in general up and to the right, and we got a lot of stuff happening in the background and everything like that. So even though there hasn't been a ton of transactions and stuff like that, you know, I'm actually very positive with this, and you'll see this for this to be after 2 weeks be at 40,000 market cap. It might not be one of these kind of bangers that went for hundreds of millions or something, but I'd rather build slow and, you know, reward people who are holding the token versus have this huge pump and then this colossal dump, and then you can like never recover from it. And I've seen that happen to a lot of projects. Let's go back to this. So a lot of times when I look at these, I'm just not impressed. And then some of them, they'll just use the same little thumbnail, and then they'll just kind of try to maybe take somebody else's meme or something from like another chain, you know, Barsic, you know, that's whatever the little dude's cat or whatever. So, I mean, if you know a little bit about meme culture and you know a little bit about kind of XRP, you know, like XRP Army, I'm not like really kind of one of the XRP Army. It's just kind of one of those things like I had a little bit, and, you know, it's pumping and stuff like that, but I'm not like this guy that's like, you know, all in on it. Now, one common theme you will see with XRP is 586, and I guess there was a price prediction by someone, and I did get a couple of those coins, or 589, like this one, Ripple 589, XRP 589, and there was a couple others. There's this one with Bart Simpson 589. That's actually one of the bigger ones on there, but some guy had made a price prediction of 589, so that's part of their culture. So you kind of learn that culture on their chain. Let's go back and see if anything else has come out. And, you know, you kind of see the rate of which stuff's coming out. They're not pumping out as fast as what was going on in Solana. And while this might seem small fry stuff to some people, they're like, these market caps are just not kind of getting to where they want. Actually, that seems to have kind of benefited me, to be honest with you. It's kind of one of those things where And then these ones were, let's say this X Grinch, it's done fairly well, partially because they did actually put up a website, and it seems like they were kind of doing something. And there was a little bit of play there. Some of these, it's like you immediately. Let's click on this one. And yeah, there was a website and, all that. Now, sometimes this is actually, a good time. And so you see people are pumping in here. So let's just do it. Well, okay, let's do our due diligence. Slow down, Brian. Sometimes I just lose my mind, and then I, literally, I'll just be on here. Okay, this is kind of cute and gay, and I don't know what else, but very kiddish. But let's see if this is repurposed. Swap XRP, so they did, do make reference of XRP. I mean, it's definitely there's definitely something going on here. 44 followers, started in November. You know what I mean? So it does seem like there is kind of something that they've kind of done here. So let's just put 2 in. So, I mean, again, it's kind of bottomed out. It's I'm going to be doing it more for like conversations piece, on this one. I'm not in love with the meme. So I guess after you've been in so many of these, it's kind of one of the things you almost kind of forget, which ones to kind of check back on, or which ones were what. I mean, some of them stick out to me. This Cavi one's actually like a decent meme, or it kind of seems to be. So yeah, let's go back. Let's go back here, and we'll see kind of what's going on. But basically, what I try to do is, let's just say it doubles up. Let's say it doubles up, then I just try to get my money out, and then I just keep it moving. I try to take a little profit, and then I just leave that little moon bag, and then if everybody comes flying in, scrap was the one that so I put in 2, and it's worth 2.38 XRP, and just think when XRP goes to $10,000, guys. I don't think that, a lot of people have these crazy price predictions. I'm a little bit more, again, it can't sustain the parabolic run indefinitely, but it certainly can melt faces. It's already melted faces. Dogecoin melted faces, obviously last cycle. So did Hex. So did SafeMoon. A lot of this stuff did melt faces. And, who knows? This stuff pumps up. Seems like small fry stuff. Maybe kind of in the future, that ends up being a lot more, or maybe this thing just pumps like crazy, and suddenly this little miniature bag ends up being worth a few $100 or something, and then you're able to roll that into something else. And so I'm just kind of taking a lot of positions, just trying to go, and what I would do with that, just to kind of, I guess, go back to that. Let's just say this got up to like 4 XRP. I would just sell 2 XRP, and then I would just let the rest of the little bit ride. And even though it doesn't seem like much, if it 10x's, 20x's, 50x's, 100x's, then it's something. So I'm just kind of taking my spots, taking my positions early on. Let's go ahead and go back to this. So it's, just not doing much here. See what kind of activity we have. 36 holders kind of at this point, with probably the amount of eyes that are sitting here degenning out during the night. We'll kind of see if some other orders come in, but this kind of shows you, the liquidity pool is 46% of this market cap, and this is not a good situation that it's in. So I see a kind of drop in market cap under 2,000, unless somebody really comes in and they, are going to go for it. It's not the greatest thing. So I don't know. It's not many babies, I guess, maybe on this chain. And in the last 17 minutes, we haven't had another one pop out. So it's kind of the thing. It's we're going through the thing. I really think that in maybe kind of a night or two of sort of screwing around, you could kind of take your positions and kind of do what you're going to do. Now, this one gets dangerous at this point because it has ran. I didn't get in it kind of in that first hour. And then you're kind of questioning, okay, is this really going to run? But I've seen so many of these just kind of collapse, and then there just ends up being this huge sell-off. And the debt balance is 10%, which, again, that's not a worry if they have good intentions. But maybe this is their 50th meme that they've popped out. Now, you can look at this address, tokens, creator tokens made. So it looks like that this particular wallet's only made the one, but again, they just create a new wallet kind of thing. So, this one did have some run, and, I've kind of missed it and stuff. And this would be kind of the one, like one of these ones where you would have put a couple in, and then maybe made 10 XRP, and then like kind of, like sort of got out and had a little bag and then just sort of like moved on. These are kind of the ones that I've had success with. I just didn't like that one, and I was just like, just kind of missed it. So, again, there's more. We'll kind of go through this, but some of these you'll actually kind of think, you'll kind of in your head think like, I don't know, like maybe it could be something, little Mickey here, and then it's just like it just doesn't get the momentum. They had a website, didn't look like that, their Twitter handle. So yeah, sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't, and part of it's getting that, getting a following. Let's go back to the one that was kind of moving from earlier, scrap. So, okay. So you see, it was saying, see, look, we got some good candles here, guys. So, like in these situations, that gets me close. And I know it sounds stupid. It's like, okay, you're going to get your little miniature bag out. This thing's breaking out. 970 XRP. So, some, 100, 200. These are the same one. RBT, R gay. R gay as fuck. That's funny. Maybe that's a wallet to follow here. Well, let's just see what it comes up with. See what he's invested in. I don't know. I mean, we can dig through his account later, but he's heavy hitter. RGay, RGay AF 970. So I mean, it's good to see. So let's see here. Sometimes I have to refresh this. I don't. Just kind of seems, like when it's going to set up the kind of little sell thing. See 50, 75. Guess it's at the same point, really. But sometimes you're catching these pumps and they're kind of unexpected, And that's why I just kind of traverse through the wallet sometimes and see if something's pumped. But usually after I've taken my, taken out my principal, I'm just kind of moving on. And I'm just going to let it go to where it's going to go. Market cap 15.6 million. So it's really is kind of getting up there. Let's see if there's anything new. Yeah, I mean 22 minutes, on Solana, they're just like, oh man, I just feel like they're just cranking out every like 2 seconds. And it's certainly chaos. It's getting late, but again, people could be out in Hawaii, or they could be in Australia, or they could be over in Asia or something. So you just kind of never know where everybody's at. See if anything else looks like it's kind of moving. I don't know, but that's kind of one of the things that I'm just really not that impressed with a lot of this stuff. Again, Doge, like Department of Government Efficiency kind of thing, just kind of playing on this kind of same thing, but then suddenly it got 1.54 million market cap, which is kind of crazy, and got the holder. So sometimes these kind of recycles kind of did good. I just don't go after them. Riptard, I bought some Riptard. I think that's funny because it's called the XRP holders Riptards and all that. But that being said, they've got an army behind them, and these people that are trying to short it or see, I don't get upset about it at this point. I really kind of let that go. 2017. I'll tell you my thought process because this actually came up in comments out on Hive. My thinking with XRP is, with the SEC suing Ripple Labs, we kind of needed them in the fight. They sued Kraken and Gemini and Binance and Bittrex being the fallen one. But we needed Ripple in the fight, also Richard Hart. And the tide has turned, but, Brad Garlinghouse, whatever his name is, he looks like a corporate type, kind of a bankerish type kind of guy. And so, I do think there will be a lot of institutional investment and that's probably what we're seeing, to be honest with you. A lot of these inflows. But, XRP Army, you don't call, a handful of guys an army. So, they got something going for them. It's not seeing a lot of movement out here. And this one that I kind of try to sit there and do the example on, we just are not getting we're getting a couple more people just kind of dipping out of it. Just not a lot of price action. So, it's at pretty much where I bought it because I put 2 in. It's still at 2. But a lot of this stuff, I mean, whether it be Solana or XRP or any of these chains, a lot of this stuff, if the founders don't have some kind of money to sort of like allocate to it and kind of get it pumped up, and if they didn't put the time and the effort into it, and they don't have a big enough following, see, other people did what I did too. 2, 3, 3, 5, 2. Well, that's a sell, but you get what I'm saying. Because my buy was down here, and then they're taking the chance with it because I've actually caught some of these on this rebound where then people see it and then it starts to pump and then it actually takes off, but it doesn't kind of look like that's going to happen. Maybe we get a hitter in there. If someone does 10 or 20, and then I'll probably be able to just kind of take my profits and then sort of move on. But I could get burned on that one. That was not one I typically would have done. Okay, crappy. Okay, it's 18 seconds. Market cap. See, they didn't burn the LP, so I wouldn't buy into that. No website. Nope. And that's what I do. So, man, this X Grinch, I'm gonna take a chance with it just so we can have some fun, guys. You know, let's just do 2. Buy X Grinch. Confirm. Because it is kind of pumping. I might get smashed. There's my order too. So we got to order 10 after it. Um, maybe they do get some people behind it. It's got 118 holders, and the market cap is up at 20K. Maybe that flies up to 50, or maybe it flies up to 100, and we get something going. So kind of dip back in here and kind of see what it's displaying and what other people are doing. 2.24. If we get some heavy hitters here, it could go or it could dump. Let's look again when it came out. 46 minutes. This first hour is just so crucial. It's just so crucial. And if I would have caught that one in the first 10 minutes, I just wasn't that impressed with it. But when all these others suck so bad, then suddenly people do kind of dogpile in one that's like half of anything. And, it can kind of become something. See, now this one's kind of moving a bit. I mean, nothing impressive, but, at least they made a website and stuff. So, kind of, it just looked like it was doing nothing. And then it seems like some people have actually kind of gotten in there. Obviously, this helped 50. You guys might think this is small fry stuff, but we don't kind of know, again, like how high does XRP go? Does it go to 5? I think we're safe to 3. I think we're safe to $3. And, I can very clearly kind of see that as the market kind of continues to go up, going to 5, I don't think that's outside the question. And, it would be surely like a very big banger for it to go to 10, but I don't think it's outside the question. We've seen more aggressive candles and stuff like that on some other stuff. Obviously, the Shiba Inu. So we're really getting some movement here. So this is a good example. Good example, guys. If we can, well, now it's saying 1.91. So we must have got somebody sold. They got in there before me and sold. So that's kind of what happens. It's just like if you can't catch it and then get your money out and then keep it moving. But there have been some of these I have gotten caught a little bit on the wrong side, and then you're sitting there thinking, so this is up a little bit, 2.25. And what's okay, like kind of what's the situation? Like if you go in with 10, let's say 10 XRP, it could be kind of going in a little heavier on each of these, kind of pick and choose my battles, and maybe we will do one of those if we see one that looks a little better. But like I said, I don't like this meme. Now they have done a lot with the market cap. They did burn a lot in the LP, but I've typically not actually done well with these. They burnt the LP, black holed this thing. We love Kabusu. I just don't like these kind of like sort of respins, like like now it's on XRP. See if they even mention XRP again. Like I said, it's I mean, they put the first ledger stuff in there. I mean, let's just do it, guys. Let's just do it. 0 followers. Has created it. I don't know. I might get dumped on. So okay, let's just let's hit it with 4. Okay. I mean, we got some heavy hitters kind of coming in. So hopefully this does clear. The slippage is at 5. Sometimes when it's right here in the early seconds, okay, I got it. And let's go back to kind of get reference. So it said created 1 minute ago. So I kind of got it in the first minute. And I guess just a review, not to bore you guys, but it's like, okay, it's got a little bit of market cap. And again, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 market cap has actually kind of been my sweet spot. This is a little bit lower. It kind of came in a little bit heavier. Now it's saying the dev balance up at 30%. They might just be buying up their own. So I'm not really scared of that. It has the website, it has the Twitter, and they are doing Telegram. Again, I'm not really going to jump in. And then the unit bias thing does become like another thing. It just really just people love having like a ton of something. And my balance 12.16 million. So we'll kind of see how this goes. I put 4 in that. Let's check, let's just check up on our stuff. And it can become confusing, like if there's a lot of them hitting and you do end up jumping into a bunch. So Scrappy, again, let's view it. A little scrappy. It did have that little candle down. I was really wanting to break out, but you could also sit there and say, yeah, it's 1.88. Couldn't quite get it out if I did that. I get up the ante. I know it seems ridiculous because it's like, it's like, really? So let's just sell some Scrappy and get the 2 XRP out. It might sound silly, but I still got some Scrappy left, and I don't have to trip out about it. If it falls, I got my money out. But I got a little bit of Scrappy, so that if Scrappy goes from 14.9 million and then suddenly goes up to 100 million or 200 million, maybe in a month, 2 months, 3 months, whenever, I'm already out. I already got my money out. Well, I know some of you guys, I already know you guys are going to be like, okay, this is, it's a small fry stuff, but just the way this is trading, you almost kind of have to kind of do something to this effect. Let's see how much the Scrappy's worth. Half of an XRP. Let's just say this, let's say, XRP, let's say it does go to 10, and this thing 20x's from where it's at right now. Then, it could, be something to bite on. Keep the flow. Okay, where are we at? See, this thing is kind of dead in the water. And people just aren't getting in this one. 33. And to be honest with you, some of these people, they're going in light. Some of these projects where they did, I kind of feel bad for them. Like, let's say if they did put in the work to do the website, come out with the thing, and then just these bots hit it, and then the thing just gets destroyed kind of out the gates. And if they were trying to have like a real project, then the thing is crushed. And that's why I go back to this whole thing with ZENA. This is nothing to scoff at, that the market cap is 40K and that at this peak it got to 60K. And the people that are the people that are holding here, I mean, they're big ballers. They could put more in. Not that they put an insane amount in, but they don't need the money tomorrow. And, this is, this is kind of more like they're looking at this long term because there's other parts to the equation that are going to happen that are going to incentivize holders. And so they are, kind of understand that this isn't, and again, there's no roadmap, guys, but, we just can't be doing roadmaps and stuff like that. But again, I'm actively, working on this stuff and wanted to, obviously check out the meme scene on XRP and just get in position because, again, like I said, these bags can become pretty big. Now this Kabosu thing, 6 minutes, 54 holders. Kind of see if it can climb out of this a bit. But it's not looking the best. And maybe there's not enough activity out here kind of through the night. I kind of played around with this, doing it sort of at 5 or 6 p.m. kind of Eastern Standard Time, and just kind of see if there's more activity. And really wasn't noticing more necessarily like that much more activity. It seemed to be about the same amount of degens. Like if 100 people got in or 150 people, that was definitely a lot. But yeah, I mean, you could end up with kind of a semi-significant fraction, of some of these coins for not that much. And then if they kept, working on it, it could become something. Let's look at this one because I actually thought, I got this one yesterday. I actually thought Laugh was sort of this kind of reasonable thing that could have became something. Market cap 13.95. Like it really lost a lot. It seems like it's kind of coming back, but this is all based on this picture, I guess, that Brad Garlinghouse had on his wall. Laugh now, but one day XRP will power the world. And I guess he has it on his wall of his office or something. And so the meme's based on that, and so that's kind of part of the culture, and so that's kind of why I bought into it. Let's see here. Let's kind of check up on these. Since some of the stuff is, and I think the hardest thing to do is, again, you don't know these developers' intentions. That's why I go back to this whole thing, with ZENA. That's like, like you see what's going on. This isn't a pump and dump, like I haven't sold any, you know what I mean? So you get the bigger holders and stuff, they're not selling. So there's a projection, and ZENA's not just like I took took somebody else's picture and kind of made something and stuff. I took these pictures as my parents' dog. So ZENA lives. But she has to stay inside because it's hunting season, and we don't want a drunk hunter shooting her and her ending up like Peanut or Fred or any of these other animals that have been murdered. So that is just not going well. Okay, X Grinch, getting a little better. Where are we at here? We're still down on this, because of this red candle. So, could certainly get burned there. See if anything is moving on the second page. A lot of these are flaming out quick, guys. A lot are flaming out quick. And that's part of the reason why I'm not going to invest too much time, too much energy kind of into this. I'm just kind of putting these as a placeholder. Go back to Scrappy. Scrappy's dumping. But yeah, I mean, got a lot of stuff you can trade in and out of if you're wanting to roll over some of the gains with XRP. You know, and honestly, in a lot of ways, a similar strategy can be used on these other chains. I'm going to talk more about ICP later, but kind of a similar type thing. You're starting to see movement in ICP. Let's go down to ICP, and you know, 1475. It's went up 29.2% in the last 7 days. You're getting movement there. So if you click on these, internet computer, and then you go down here and it says chains, internet computer ecosystem, click on that. And you can do this for all these different chains. And you know, it's going to sort it by market cap. So if you go down, and this is kind of a meme, this is sort of like mining, you know, it's kind of mining for resources, and we've seen it with these other reverse gas fee model chains. So in some reason, like I'm not in Bob, but then there's you know, various different memes and stuff that are out here. This dog meme, you know, party is meme. This is pumped quite a bit. The one that's actually like a really good meme is this Windows 98 EXE, and I don't know why it's saying, I don't know why it was saying the market cap was so low, because then it's saying this is 7.7 million. So I don't get that. I don't get why it's tabulating like that, but this is actually a really good meme out there. And so I think really kind of, at first I wasn't that impressed. I'm like, okay, like Windows, but whoever's doing the photoshopping and stuff for this meme is definitely elite. So you know, you can see more of that on Twitter. Actually, it's really super interesting. Let's see, this boot desktop. They've actually got a lot of very interesting stuff here. But look, you can move these icons around and stuff. But there's like, they've got play Doom on here, which is kind of funny. I mean, they've definitely put a lot of work into this meme, and you know, done a lot of cool stuff. So it's definitely an elite meme game. It's actually some of the best meme game that I've personally seen, to tell you the truth. But I'm gonna go more into ICP, but I'm gonna do this on ICP. I was gonna do it on Sui. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on Sui, and I'm probably not gonna get into Tron memes personally, because they're probably not gonna make sense to me, because it's gonna be more kind of Chinese based. I feel like on a lot of stuff. There was like Tron Bull, but I just, you know, I just didn't get into it. So, you know, let's see if this loads. I loaded it before. There we go. Knee deep in dead. Hurt me plenty. I don't know what the deal with this was, though. Last time I was doing this, I didn't see any guys to shoot. But I mean, look how they have the Windows 98. Anyway, you guys get the point. I can't get out. Okay, let's go back to this. I don't even know how long this thing has been that I've been on this recording. Whew, we're not doing too well. Let's see if X Grinch is okay. You know, we're pretty much right at cost basis. 2.13. All we need is like one. We need like a big candle. You know, we need a big candle to get us out of it. And I know it seems. There we go. Dang it. Too many cells hitting. I don't think that's correct. That's the thing. Sometimes you have to refresh this. Okay, we're going to get our 2 XRP back. Yeah, baby. So yeah. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, guys, but look where the market cap's at. 26,000. And you know, let's just say it goes to let's just pretend it goes to 100. We get closer to Christmas and it goes to 1 million in market cap. And then the fact that I've still got 23.17 Grinch left. Now we got this God candle here. 0.42 XRP is what that's worth. But again, let's say at 100 X's, it could be worth something. So, I think that's a good review of my strategy. I know that's this is kind of a long video and everything. We've still got this. It is not moving. I'm kind of hoping that someone comes in and pumps that up and maybe. So if you guys were kind of early, over on ZENA, I sort of let this kind of play out here the first few hours and stuff because I didn't know how many sniper bots were going to be in there. Now most of the sniper bots have have sold out, but some people have stuck in there. But you see all these sold all. This one is held. It's kind of funny. They bought 47 cents worth, and it's worth $8.39. And that could be a very lucrative strategy for a lot of these projects. But you kind of have to get a lot of that kind of selling out and stuff like that. When it got up here, some bigger stuff kind of took some profits and stuff like that. Sort of understandable, but by no means is this kind of a bad projection. We just kind of need kind of more of the inflow, and there's still people kind of sort of learning how to move over there, and some people they didn't have like accounts and stuff that want to get involved and stuff like that. So there's some of that, but we're going to have to kind of expand out, and then there's a lot of announcements and stuff going to be coming up. That being said, let's check back here to see if there's anything new. Bragg, 1 minute. See if it's anything. It's kind of like an egg, but maybe like a Brett Garlinghouse egg. I mean, this is how quick I'm doing the research, guys. Okay. XRP. I like that. See what this is. November 2004, 98. They're already being followed by this cat mutant. That could mean something. That could mean that it is actually going to get. Let's do 4. Maybe they ran it before. We just really don't know. But look how low this market cap got when I bought that. 1.53K. That's a little lower than I would usually like to see. But we'll kind of see. We just had another big sell-off. Let's buy another 4. Let's just go crazy. I'm going to be a Bregwell with 8 XRP. And let's not forget that, because it'd be easy to forget. And again, guys, I could certainly get burned on this. It looks like that Kabosu has really not worked out. But again, and I did a quick scan. I didn't say everything, but I did see that, the LP was burnt. It was black holed. And, it was in the first minute, had a website, has a Twitter, and, kind of see what's happening. So we got some others popping in, doing their buys. See if we can kind of hit a banger here. Check up on some of these others too. So I guess in the end, if I end up losing, okay, so my 8 is worth 10. We start to get these. Let's see if I did 75. Okay, I can get my 8 out. Oh, dang it. Let's see if I can cancel it. Oh, maybe it did sell. Maybe it did go through. Yeah, so it's sold, but it was like 7. It wasn't quite 8. So let's just let some others hit this, because I mean, at the end of the day, if I do kind of have this again, if I do 50%, so I got like 7.5 out. It looked like. And let's keep an eye on this. 34. But yeah, with this meme trading, I'm kind of, I feel like with all these memes that I have where I got my basis back out and I've still got these like little mini bags, out of all the stuff, you can't tell me that something isn't going to hit a 20 or a 50 or a 100x. Something is going to do it. And I've already kind of got my money out, then rotated the next thing, and then just sort of just spreading this out. And I've got a little position. And I've done that with a lot of stuff over time. Sometimes stuff doesn't work out, sometimes it does. I feel like this will, because of just how hard XRP is pumped, and we're not kind of completely at the top. One thing I did want to show you guys, and this is just kind of a more of an overall view, and I've went to this, times past and talked about Colin Talks Crypto's CBBI index. We're at 81, and if you look at past Bitcoin cycles, these different peaks, this is the 2013, 2014 peak, and then we have the 2017, 2018 run up, and then we had last time 2020, 2021 here, and the peak did get to 98 on that first leg up, but when we hit 69, the confidence was at 82. Back here, 100, 99 confidence. So we hit 82 here on this kind of first leg up, that we had of Bitcoin hitting like 71,000. Then we kind of pulled back some and stuff, and now we're kind of in this red again, close to 100,000. We're at 81, but remember this $69,000 peak only got to 82. Colin kind of acts like that he's not going to really kind of really feather out until this thing is more at 90. He feels like it will go to 90. But again, always remember to take profits, or, decide what strategy is right for you for what you need to do. And but I do think we have this last leg up, and personally, a lot of things are going to depend on if the U.S. government starts buying Bitcoin and has a strategic reserve. I think that that's a huge thing, and then obviously other countries and Fortune 500 companies and stuff. Microsoft's looking to potentially put it on their balance sheets, all these kind of things. So all those things are a factor, but I could see us, certainly going to like $120,000 Bitcoin. I don't think that that's outside the realm, kind of with everything considered. This brag thing just really didn't kind of pick up sort of the kind of steam that I sort of thought, and now the problem is I kind of became a miniature Bregwell and got most of it out. So we're just kind of maybe stuck with, kind of the Breg for now, unless someone starts soaking it up. I don't know. This stuff is very, very degen, and kind of the amount of trading and what's kind of going on with this. Again, you don't know their intentions. You don't know what's going to survive. So you could really formulate. This one is actually done like way better than I thought. If we did have this final, I mean, really, it's just I'm pretty much through that, so it's just kind of going to be there, and we'll just kind of see what happens with that one. Bragg, I might, who knows? Kabusu, it certainly seems not favorable, not good for what's going on, but maybe we do get these late buys. Okay, some purchases are coming in. At the end of the day, guys, you see my strategy. I just think that I'm going to be able to spread some of this stuff out and take these little light positions, and all boats are going to rise as this thing kind of cranks up, and we'll kind of see how high we go. And some of these people shorting XRP or shorting Bitcoin or this kind of stuff, I mean, who knows what kind of short squeezes could happen. Maybe that's what happened to BNB. Maybe people didn't think that BNB was kind of alive and kicking this time. It could be that they're talking about pardoning CZ of maybe some restitution stuff. I don't know what all he had to spend, 18 months or something in prison, I think it was, which makes no sense. That was just ridiculous, but that's kind of what happened. See what we got. Nothing else coming out. Well, I think that's, a pretty good video. You guys see my overall strategy. You see all the things that I'm sort of checking when I'm doing this. And I'm not doing anything crazy. I mean, you really kind of can't put in a lot of money on most of these. But your strategy could be just, to hit these kind of heavy hitters that have already, proved themselves, whether it be Scrappy or the XRP Army thing or this bear drop, some of this other stuff. But yeah, guys, anyway, I want to do a video about that because people were asking about these memes. Still certainly working hard on everything related to ZENA. And if you're on Solana, you can definitely check her out. Once again, this is the contract addressed right here. Domain ZENA.fun. ZENA The Boxer Dog on X. Anyway, guys, see you later.